We're all seeing everything go up right now. Netflix, cars, rent, houses, daycare. Even the dollar store isn't a dollar anymore. And as prices go up, the value of a dollar goes down. And for most, your income hasn't caught up with the rate of inflation. So how do you get ahead and stay ahead of the curve? And that's what I'm talking to you guys about today. So if you're interested in hearing about that, stay tuned. Hey y'all, hey, it's Khameleon Kay, and today I am talking about how to turn $1,000 into $500,000. $500K, shorty, even as a single mom. It isn't as hard as you think, and the contribution to get to that point isn't as much as you may think either. A little disclaimer, I am nobody's banker or anything like that, but we just gonna do a little bit of math today, okay? So you can take this with a grain of salt, but you'll be able to see that I'll show you the calculations and how I am calculating these things. You'll actually be able to witness how I'm doing this, and how you too can turn $1,000 into $500,000. The way I'm talking about doing that today is through something called compound interest. And as you'll see in the screenshots right there, I was able to get a 63% return on my investments within 1 year. Exactly 1 year. So let's get into some math so I can show you how you can turn that $1,000 investment into that 500K. So I have my phone here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to screen record so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I am on the government compound interest calculator, and so here I'm going to put an initial investment of $1,000. And then what I'm going to also do is I am going to contribute $83.30 monthly, which will equal another $1,000. So if we put an initial investment of $1,000 and then $83.30 monthly, let's do over the time. I noticed already because I did do the math before recording this video, but let's say over the length of 11 years, okay? 11 years isn't even that long, so 11 years. Now I was able to return 63% interest rate. Just a little side note, I do invest in individual stocks. I don't typically do the index funds, but let's just say, so by me investing in individual stocks in this specific portfolio, I do have more than one portfolio, but this one is the one that gave me the 63% return on individual stocks that I chose throughout the years. But I only calculated from September 2020 to September 2021, and the exact dates were in the screenshot, but let's go ahead and calculate. So again, I put in an initial investment of $1,000, $83.30 monthly, which is equivalent to another $1,000 over the length of 11 years at a 63% return, which is what I was able to do. So if you know how to pick stocks, or this is a long-term thing. I set it and forget it when I put my stock in. You can't, because it's gonna go up and it's gonna go down, but over time, let's just go ahead and do the math. So that would result in $556,631.69, okay? And that is over 11 years. So if you're able to do that and you kind of have an idea of how to pick stocks, then you can definitely, if you're able to do this, let's just say if you're able to do this year over year for 11 years with picking stocks or keeping your money in stocks that assume a 63% return. Now, if you don't know how to do this, so let's say you don't know how to do this. Let me go ahead and show. So that means that over the 11 years, you contributed $11,995.60, which gave you over 63% return of $556,631.69. As of March 3rd, 2022, according to the Federal Reserve, over a 10-year span, the break-even inflation rate is 2.69%. So that's a way to stay ahead of the curve, if you know what I'm saying. So basically, if you're able to return a 63% rate and inflation is only 2.69%, that is approximately 60% more than you'd be making, basically 60% more than what the inflation rate is, and you'd be beating it by that much. Now, let's say you're more of either a safer investor, or you don't know how to invest, right? And you don't know how to choose specific stocks. You're not there yet. Let's just say you're not. Let's go more on a conservative side. So even on a more conservative side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the S&P 500, for example. So the S&P 500, where you invest in one stock and you're actually investing in 500 companies at once. Now, year over year, the S&P 500 on average brings a return of 10.5%. Now, I'm gonna say it's been between 9 and 11, but let's just say, because it goes up and down, so for the sake of numbers, let's just say 10%. Let's go on the more conservative side. We're not even going to say 10.5. We're not even going to say 11%. So how could you turn, or how long would it take you to turn $1,000 into $500K if you're investing in something like the S&P 500 and it's only a 10% return, right? So let's just go ahead and do the math on that. Now, really quick, before I do this math, if you made it this far in the video, could you please just comment 1K below and hit the thumbs up button so that more people can get this, and this can help more, single moms, because this is my way of letting people know that you don't necessarily need a lot of money to be able to invest. You don't need a lot of money to be able to compound your money with interest, or year over year, etc., with even just a small contribution or a modest contribution. We're working with under $100 when it comes to the monthly contribution. The $1,000 is the initial investment, but hey, even if you can't do that, you get the $1,000 in, then you do the month that takes off 1 year, but you're still doing it, and you'll still have money from putting the initial investment in month over month, even if you just did the $83.30. So let's go ahead and get into the numbers. So how much would you need to contribute, and how could you get to $500,000 if you're doing more of a modest investment that brings you a 10% return versus a 63% return? If you don't, if you're taking a safe, conservative approach, and which I completely understand, because everybody doesn't know, especially if you're just starting out. So let's just say, again, we do an initial investment of $1,000. But if you are trying to make it to $500,000, you're gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive with this specific strategy. So here we're going to do $100 a week. You may be able to do it. It is less than daycare. It's less than, if you gave up one thing a week, maybe you go get lattes every week, or you go out to eat a lot. If you gave that up, you could do this, or even did a side hustle just to make $100 really quick weekly, right? So $100 weekly is equivalent, I'm gonna just round it out to $400. I know it's like 5 weeks in some months, but we're gonna round it out to $400 a month, okay? So that's what I'm gonna say. So $400 a month, and I already put in, because I know it's 26 years, at an estimated interest rate. that gets you to $535,990.65. So it would take you 26 years with a $400 contribution at 10% return to get to $535,990.65. So compound interest is how you survive rising prices. That's pretty much what this video was to get across to you guys. This is how you survive rising prices, inflation, etc. It's about beating the rate of inflation by investing so that your money grows for you. If your money is growing at a 10% rate, and like I said, the 10-year break-even inflation rate is 2.69%, then you're still making approximately 7% more. So you're still winning. I'm working on quite a few things specifically for single moms right now. And if you are a single mom and you're interested in a list of side hustles that maybe you could do, then I do have a link below that you can click on and go ahead and grab that, a list of side hustles that you can do. Some will be things that you can do with your, while you have your kids or with your kids. Other ones will be you need a sitter or something like that to do those side hustles depending on the age of the child. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead, click below, and I'll see you next time.